So welcome, this is recording number 6 of the Speak Up podcast, and we're here today with Grundy Excavations, with Kevin Grundy himself, and we've also got Sean, and we're going to be talking about mental health and construction, and we'll have a bit of a catch up too. So if you want to introduce yourselves, first of all, Kev, if you can introduce yourself, mate.
Kevin Grundy, Managing Director of Grundy Excavations. Sean?
Yeah, been with Kevin for just over 30 years as his quantity surveyor, so we've been together a long time now, doing various things around about Liverpool area, bulk excavation, site clearance, recycling stone, aggregates. We're based in Widnes and we run probably 20-25 miles in a radius from our base.
Nice. Cool. So look, the conversation between us today is we're going to talk a little bit about mental health and construction, but talk about your experience in the industry and what you might have come across as well in your time working here. So Kev, how long ago did you start Grundy's?
50. I'm come up to 57 years. 57 years. 1st of January next year.
57 years. Wow. I bet you've seen some changes in the industry.
Yeah, this kid has been lived in.
And how long have you been in the industry as a whole before Grundy's?
Before Grundy's, probably about 8 to 10 years.
Yeah. Before
I came to work with Kevin, I started off as a surveyor with Tarmac, and then moved on to subcontractor groundworks, doing deep sewers and excavations and tunnelling and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
And so you've both been in construction since career started, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, obviously, quite a long time in the game. And
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so touching on mental health in construction, back when you started, was there conversation around mental health like there is today?
I mean, mental health and safety in general now has increased tremendously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got to be for the benefits of the people that's working for you as well as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has improved, and we've improved as people as well.
Yeah.
Because it's educated us as well. Me and Sean both been educated quite considerably with it, haven't we? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, it's one of those sort of silent killer kind of thing. You don't know what other people are thinking, what issues they may have, whether it's problems at home, problems with work, and it's always very difficult if people don't want to open up to speak to you about the problems. Then it's always a little bit difficult to get to the bottom of issues that people are having.
This is a finished issue, right? So health and safety is gone through the roof, but it means if there is a death on your construction site, there's places to point. You can look through paperwork and go, well, that lift wasn't done correctly, or this wasn't. When it's mental health, someone takes something like, there's nothing really quantifying why that person died that day.
No.
But then a load of other factors that's probably going on in their life, that's been going on for quite a long time, and there's probably another problem suppressed on top of another problem, and then all of a sudden it happens. How is anybody in construction meant to be able to look out for that? Because we're all so good at putting a face on, right? Which makes it probably so difficult. That's probably why it's still such a crisis in construction and further afield as well.
The problem with construction is everybody thinks they're superhuman.
Yeah.
And all the men are all proper men, will say.
Yeah.
The men's men.
100%.
And
Yeah.
they don't convey the feelings. And you don't really ever find out what's going on in people's minds until it's too late.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part of mental health.
It is.
What do we do to get around that?
Well, we've got that macho man culture, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And I like the fact that we've got real men still, and people who are gonna grit their teeth and get through shit. I love that. But there is a time as well where you ain't superhuman, like you said. Right? We all do suffer. Like we've all had our ups and downs. Right? It's part of life, really, isn't it? But being able to speak up and chat about it, it's proven, scientifically it's proven. It quietens the amygdala. It means you stop over worrying and overthinking all the time when you start to speak out your problems. People ain't doing that. No. Especially in construction, it's just not happening. It's not, is it? And that's the issue. That's the issue that we're facing, essentially. Have you come across anyone in your own business? You've been running 57 years of Grundy's. You must have had some people to take some time off sick or due to their mental health. Have you come across that?
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah. You're bound to get it.
Yeah.
Because everybody has. Somebody dies in their family. They lose their husband. They lose their wife. They lose a child. They get some financial problems. There's always a problem somewhere in someone's life that's going to affect them in some way or other. All you can do is be there for them and help them, give them as much advice as you can give.
Yeah. And you know what? It's like, where you're not a PLC company, you're still family run, if you like. You still, there's that element of like care and relatable to your work employees, isn't there?
You become more friends than worker and employee. You become more friends than. They become a part of your wide family, really, don't they?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, one big family in a way.
Yeah. Well, you spend more time with the people at work than you do anyone else.
You do with your wife.
You do with your wife, exactly. And I suppose in construction as a whole, these numbers are running through the roof.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, right, free to take it. We can always put
No,
it in anyway. No problem. But yeah, just going back to that conversation, that construction industry, obviously 2 people kill themselves every single day, but in this business, it's like you say, it is like a family. There is a real company culture there. When you go off into these big sites and you've got subcontractors, self-employed workers, and they really just don't really know who they're working for, and they're just getting jobs done, and they start to become a number, and if they ain't putting in the profit, then you could go on. And
it's just over the day's wage.
Exactly, yeah. And so you can understand when then people feel like isolated, nowhere to turn to. And they're the fallen that we say you're forgotten, really. They're the ones that
fall through the net.
Exactly. And they're also the ones that don't get any sort of help in times of crisis. Financially, there is no help for them.
They're on their own.
Exactly. If they break their leg, if their mum's on a hospice bed and they've got to make a decision within a couple of weeks, your mum might go, but you need to go to work because you need to put food on the table. That's the choice they have to make. That person ain't going to operate well at work.
No.
His head's all over the place.
Exactly.
It ain't best practice for the business than it is for the up. So there's something that needs to give. That's obviously what we're trying to do with Speak. We're trying to bring this Speak Impact Fund where we can support these people. Now, you said you've had people come and go in terms of mental health. Have you ever had someone take the worst option, which is obviously suicide within your company? Or have you been fortunate enough not to?
We haven't, so sure.
No, I don't think anybody's taken their own lives.
No.
Have you heard about it much? Because obviously you do 25-mile radius. Do you hear about it?
Yeah, there's a company that we do quite a lot of business with. His son killed himself, and nobody to this day knows why or how, because he had everything to live for. He had plenty, he was financially secure.
Really?
He had a good business, and he just went home one Sunday and done it. And nobody knows why, how, for no reason.
And that knock-on effect that killing have on that whole family, and even employees, friends, it's just a ripple, and then people then end up struggling too.
Yeah. It's made a bit mess of Alan's life, didn't it? Alan Draper.
Yeah,
I can imagine. And it's the unanswered.
That's the unanswered.
You're never going to get to the bottom
That's
of it.
the killer rap for Alan that slapped on his wife.
Yeah.
There's no answer why he did it, or his wife, you know what I mean? His 2 kids.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why he did it. There's no reason for him to do it.
No. And what happens is when you get into these negative spirals of negative ways of thinking, we've got that monkey brain, and we're not always in control. But the more we let it take over, we start listening to those negative thoughts, we start to become them, and then we start to, as if to talk ourselves into the place is better without us, our family better without us, and then they go and take the worst route possible, And we say it's a long-term solution to a short-term problem, really, and that's what it is. And so we want to be able to try and, with Speak and working with yourselves and other construction companies, we just want to bring a voice to the industry to say people do care, CEOs do care, seniors in the business, they do care.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's just the fact of how do you quantify it, how do you measure it?
Yeah.
But with the AI stuff that we're doing now, that brings in that solution and enables us to be able to analyse and to be able to capture that data to hopefully make the change.
you just hope that the people that are working for you trust you enough to come and to tell you that they have a problem.
Yeah.
And have a chat about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But most of them, like we said, they're all macho men. They don't want to tell you.
No, especially when they look up to you.
Yeah.
I don't want them to feel like I'm weak, if you like, because that's how they think in the moment, right? But they're busy men, that's all.
And it's I'll ring you back in a meeting.
So being in the industry for as long as you both have, is there any sort of milestone highlights that you can think of, like which has been like, you know what, I'm proud of that in the business, or you know, I know you just got a £2 million investment on a new machine. That must be a big milestone for you in the business.
It was at the time, like it's well, how long ago now, Sean? 2008, 2009.
Yeah, pretty much so. When we bought the CD, the wash plant.
Yeah, that made a huge difference to the business, right?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that sticks in my mind is when we did the job for Lockwoods.
Yeah.
And we got a cheque for £250,000 for the job.
Did you really?
That was massive for this company, because we were only a small company at the time. And it was it was like the green shoots for us, wasn't it? And we sort of grew from that. And I always remember that job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big milestone. So what was the job? What's the sort of job it was?
We were putting roads in, wasn't we?
Yeah.
And how did you come across these jobs? How did you find this work?
The company came to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to do bits and pieces for them.
Yeah.
And they got this big job and asked, can we do it? And we took it on board and we did it. And that was the making of us, really, Sean, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you was there for this as well?
Yeah. Sean was
there. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, Sean did all the levels on the job and everything.
Wow. That's the start of the next phase of the business then.
That's what really.
And so obviously you've gone 57 years. It's quite astonishing. Not most 95% of businesses die in the first 5 years. So to go in 57, it's quite a unicorn, really. It speaks volumes of how you've kept everything going, because you've lived through crashes, haven't you? You've lived through financial hard times, like seriously financial hard times. What's it been like to get through that? You must have had some struggles yourself. There must have been days where you thought, fuck it, I just can't.
Just not worth it.
Yeah.
But you just drive on, you keep going.
And what's the drive? Is it the sake of the people's food you put on the table? Is it what kicks that?
It's just. I would never like to go bankrupt because of my name, because I always want my name to be right. And I've got the Grundy names. Like we've got a very good name, I must admit, haven't we, Sean? You know, we pay our bills on time, we all pay everybody. Even when we struggle to pay people, we've still paid people, still paid wages and everything every week. Yeah. And it's been hard sometimes, it's been really hard. I mean, me and my wife have really struggled. We've gone without a lot. I borrowed money off my father-in-law for 10 years. I used to borrow money off him. And he got to the stage where one day he said to me, "Hey lad, I don't know if this money's mine or down." It was backwards and forwards that often. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I just wish he was still here now to see what we've achieved.
Exactly.
But it just kept
trucking.
Besides the Sean.
Yeah, you just have to keep going at it, really. Just keep your head down and do as much as you possibly can. Hopefully the customers that you're working for are happy with what you've done, and you always do a fair and reasonable job, and everybody's happy with the end product when you've finished, and there's always the satisfaction of completing the job. Yeah,
and doing it right, on time, in a professional manner, good quality. You get a sense of pride for that, don't you?
Yeah,
100%. So obviously, like, word of mouth's a massive thing, especially in your game, right? And building a network and connections. And obviously, starting when you started, you didn't have the .com boom, you didn't have social media, so like marketing, everything was a lot different. So you've obviously had to ride those waves of like shit, the .com boom's come through. What was that like? Because I'm sure that must have reshaped everything again for you.
The amount of recessions we've been through is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like being on a cruise sea where you're up and down.
And that is life, isn't it?
That's life.
It is.
And no matter what government said, they're all as bad as each other.
Yeah, well, you've been with a few, haven't you?
Got about the working man, do they?
No. which again is part of the problem. Hugely part of the problem. There's so much they can do.
And they don't realise they can't manage without us, we can't manage without them. So we have to work together as a team. They just don't seem to want to do that.
No.
It's all take.
No.
They make mistakes and we pay for it. We make mistakes, we pay for it.
Yeah, either way, we end up paying.
You get sitting under the stick either way.
Yeah. And like you said, again, I like what you said about it's about togetherness. We all need to work together. We'll put these differences aside. There's only one way it's going to work, it's togetherness. And that doesn't go just for a country, it goes for company, it goes for social settings, circles. For life, doesn't it? You've got to learn how to get on with each other. And I feel like, again, a huge part of why there is such a heavy, mental health crisis globally, numbers have never ever been so bad, but yet we should be progressing and getting better with life in every aspect, but we're not. And I think it's down to breakdown of togetherness. Like, people are against each other now. It doesn't feel like you've got your neighbours back anymore. Does that make sense?
Everybody wants to be king of the castle.
Yeah, everyone's competing. It's ego-driven, which is, again, it breaks down. There's a lot of the space that I'm in, I always say the ego needs to be left at the door. And so there's lots of community groups out there and charities out there. They don't want to speak to anybody else. They want it because it's their brand, and they want it. But the thing is, that's not how you should be in the space for that.
No.
So what we're saying is, if we can collaborate, bring companies together, bring people together, and utilise their strengths against their weaknesses, you will foster a better community. You'll foster a better project, a better business, a better charity, whatever it is, because everybody's working together. And that's a massive thing, I think, that if we can start to build that into company and social norms, it all begins with speaking up. Once you have a chat, a conversation, you start to come together again, don't you? You start to understand each other, and it's just a conversation. It's that powerful. So, Kev, obviously, you've been working with my dad for God knows how long now, to be fair.
16 years, but we've
It's been a while, Rick,
Since we had a skipyard.
Yeah.
So 16, 18 years now. So
is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I know my dad thinks a lot of you. He really does. Bad as a box of rocks, though, isn't he?
Just told me to open
He'll always have you walking out laughing for sure.
How she puts up with him, I don't know, do you?
No, I really don't. She must be just as mad.
She must be, yeah.
Yeah. Secretly, she puts on a good face.
When he first met her, she was an accountant, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And he went to the taxman, and she said to him, "No, when we go, you keep your mouth shut. You just say nothing." So he said, "That'd be hard for me." She said, "What's the name?"
Teresa.
Teresa. It'd be hard for me, Teresa. He said, she said, "I know, but just keep your mouth shut." Anyway, he owed the taxman £62,000, and they had the meeting with the taxman. And she said to him, "Now you've been chasing for 3 years. You've got a penny out of him. What are you going to do? You're going to carry him for another 3 years chasing and still get another penny because he can't read, he can't write, he's thick as pitch. So what are you going to do? Are you going to put a line under it and start again, or what are you going to do about it?" So the judge said, "I think you've got a point, Teresa. I think we must put a line through it and start all over again." So we walked out, then giving him 64 quid. He said he couldn't believe it.
And then he was like, "Yeah, that's the one for me."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
He's a character.
No, he is. But obviously, he come to me and said about yourself, he's like, "I can't believe it. Kev's been given the news when you was told you got given cancer, when you got, and he was like, "Oh mate, is there anything you can do for him?" I was like, "Dad, do you know this is what we do?" He said, "Yeah, but do you reckon it'll?" He even becomes a little bit like, "Dad, we've done it for you 6 years ago. What are you on about?" But he's like, "No, I know," but he just how much he wanted me to come up and put this plan in place together. And we can't met. That was 3 months ago, wasn't it?
3 months ago, yeah.
It was 3 months. Just over 3 months ago. And you don't mind talking about this?
No.
No. So you had a big cancer growth coming out of it, didn't you? And it was the side of your face. And I remember, when you get told that, especially at 81 years old, when you're getting told that news, it's like you must think, "Oh, fucking hell." Grim Reaper's on his way. And it's your fault, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
it's what comes in. Comes in at any time, any age, really, when you get told that. But when you're 81, it can be extra hard, right? And so when I come and see them, Kev, you was a little bit beaten, and you was like, and I could see your head in all sorts, thinking, what's next? You know what I mean? And you was like, please just tell me what you can do. I'm like, I can't do anything. It's only you who can do this, and it's you're going to self-heal this. Yeah, we got some oil. That's going to help, but it's you who's going to do it, and it's you got to get your mindset in gear. I remember I started getting you to put your hands on your hips and saying thank you for my healing powers and doing all these things. Which at first you told me to fuck off, I ain't fucking doing that. And I was like, you fucking are. If you want to survive, you're doing it. And you're saying you're grateful for this, and you're doing some affirmations, and you're going to start visualising. And we got you doing fasting, didn't we?
Escaping water with the
Got a
microphone.
drink, Sean?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're that bad.
No.
It's all right. We can cut. We can edit. So yeah. So when we put the plan together, we done a few of like the mindset stuff, gratitude, affirmations, visualizations, and then it was the fasting, and it was the diet. How was that, Kev?
Diet was a killer. Diet.
You hated me for that, didn't you?
Diet's hard.
It was hard, wasn't it, for you?
But I'm still not such sugar.
No, it's still now.
No.
Good. And because what was a revelation to me was when you rang me up and went, hey, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm in Portugal and I've just seen a cancer specialist and I've just told her about your plan. And she said, cut out sugar, it's fasting. She didn't have a clue. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is a cancer specialist.
Yeah.
It goes to show you what everything's wrong about the big pharma industry, because if they're not educated on what sugar does to cancer cells, and they're meant to be a specialist. Take that to the front.
Alright, James. I don't think they're all about, I'll be honest. I'll do it now, I'll get Paul to do it now, yeah. So, do you want to follow or half? Alright, I'll start it now. Give me time. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, no rush.
Where's Rick off to now then?
Swindon, I think.
Swindon? Right.
I know, can you send half a load of sand to
That
get
does
cells?
Dad, just get me to send a photo. Nah.
I've just said that to myself.
Yeah.
I know, and he said I wanted a full load, he just, you only had half a load, he said no, he said
I'm like around the country for a photo.
well, he said not me, he said you should have full loads, so on the
You live local.
have you got his phone number?
Thornby, 20 miles away.
Yeah,
From near Southport.
Around the back,
Okay,
around the
yeah.
back, yeah.
Not far.
Born and bred that area?
Oh.
You're round and about that area. Yeah, I'll give or take 10, 15 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was we, Kev? Oh, so yes, you was just saying about the diet.
Oh.
So at first, you know, the cancer specialist said she didn't really have a clue what you was talking about when you said about us.
We've just come back now from Portugal again.
Oh, yeah.
And they said to me, now, are you still on your diet? I said, no, I said, no, I said, still took sugar out. That's what we started. He said, cancer eats flesh, it doesn't eat shit, it's not sugar. I said, listen, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Just you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe.
Yeah.
So let's leave it at that. I said, then we won't be falling out.
Yeah.
He said, for a comment. And we just left it.
That's it, yeah. And because look, there's so many different experts, but everything contradicts itself.
Everybody's an expert. So.
Everyone's an expert, exactly. And sometimes you've got to take what your body says, because we're all different at the end of the day.
My wife's 2 friends, one had just got over cancer and she just put her breast off and all that. She said that's bollocks, that sugar and all this. And they were met with her, they said, that's fair play, if it's worked, it's worked. But they said, we don't know how. I said, well, it's worked. What can you do?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
And you know what? It was because I was coming up with night, so I was coming to drop the oil off to you each time. The improvement in matters of weeks of your energy, your glow,
Yeah.
the cancer growth coming off your face.
Went off.
It just dropped off, and that was CBD being applied topically,
Yeah.
and it was the RSO orally,
Yeah.
and it's consistently with a diet, with a good mindset,
Yeah.
beat one of the deadliest ones out there,
Yeah.
right? And so we want to apply that to the mental health space because everything you do is all mental, and it's we're self healers of not just the body but the mind as well. And that's what we really want to promote with what we're trying to do, Can I ask both of you, I'll start with you, Sean, obviously been in such a high, pressured role and, quite a sizable company as well. How have you coped with your mental health? Have you had hobbies? Is there things that you've done in particular? Is there anything that you could elaborate on at all? I need the camera set up.
Alright.
Not like that, Donna.
There you go. Yes, just as we were saying, is there anything that sort of helped you with your mental health since being in such a high pressure role?
Well, the leisure side of things, I play golf, which it's quite good for relaxation, but it probably to a certain extent it torments you more than you think when you play well or you play badly, and then that gets into your mind and one thing and another. But in general, I think it's more a question of the drive and the want to get up in the morning, to get up to see the lads, to make sure they're all right, and we've got as much going on as we can, and to visit other people and one thing and another. But certainly relaxation, the odd holiday now and again, golf, walking the dog, stuff like that, when you can go out and walk the dog, and that takes your mind off things, and you can just potter around at home doing a bit of DIY and that type of thing just sort of relaxes you. Ready for the following week and things.
So the two key things really is what I'm hearing there is purpose, having a sense of purpose, whatever that may be. For you, it was, well, I've got men underneath me. We got Kev, we've got big projects for. We need everything needs service and everything needs to be done to the line.
Yeah.
So that sense of purpose is great, but mixed in with balance. So a work-life balance where you do look after, and it might be a hobby going and play golf. I find that in conversation a lot. Maybe it's the industry, but golf helps a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I suppose, it's the time to socialise, it's a bit of competition, you ain't killing yourself doing it.
No.
But mentally you might be if you're having a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, that's quite regularly.
Yeah. But purpose and balance, that's two key things for you then,
Yeah.
There's a lot of DIY Sean does.
Do you?
Yeah.
He moved house and he's done a lot of work himself.
And how, because obviously you're more office based.
Yeah.
And you've probably been in construction quite some time. You was on tarmac roads and things like that. So how did you get to being able to work on DIY in your house? Is that just something you come naturally, or were you a self-learner?
A certain extent of self-learner, and from my father.
Okay.
Yeah, just watching what he used to do, fixing things, repairing things. Back in the day, people used to take cars apart and used to be able to fix cars and take engines out and gearboxes and all sorts of bits and pieces and other things round and about the house. Just watching what he has done, following.
That explains why I'm useless.
He's good with watches as well, when he's
I've been watching
Yeah,
watches.
he used to do
What
watches.
your dad was?
Yeah, obviously
Really,
just mechanical watches. He used to take them all apart and
Really?
repair them and do all the rest of it. Yeah, which is a bit of a funny one.
Yeah. So you used to watch for that, and then I suppose you follow, don't you? You follow your dad's footsteps, really.
Well, he's done his daughters, a lot of work with his daughters, his daughter's house, his son's house.
Really, yeah.
He's always doing something.
Yeah.
Doing something, yeah. Even if
Let's
it's
go,
mowing
he
the
keeps
lawn.
out busy.
Just mowing the lawn, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always doing something.
Really, yeah. No, I love that. And what about you, Kev? Obviously, you're 81 now, you've been in the industry for...
This,
well,
I eat, drink and sleep this job.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah. So you're always busy.
Just your mind never stops. It's just,
Yeah.
Even when you're
But then also, for a lot of people, that could sound like hell because your mind never stops. So you've got all this pressure.
But it's not. To me, it's a way of life. It's not pressure. It's never pressure. It's what I've always done. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
I've always done it, and it's just it's just a way of life. It's just like being married again. I'm married to this industry, you know what I mean? And it's not. I never dislike coming to work. I never think, oh bloody hell, it's work tomorrow. I never think like that.
No.
I'm always ready to go to work. So it doesn't bother me.
And so for you, really picking out that is to have that kind of attitude. And it's going to be a shit day, but that's part and parcel of the job.
Yeah.
And we get through it.
Everybody thinks I'm mad.
Because you are, Kev.
You know, put your fucking ass on the sun's out, you mental. You know what I mean, don't they?
Yeah.
But I just feel like, I don't know, it's just what I've always done.
Yeah. So working underneath Kev for so long, has anything changed? Has it always been the same?
Pretty much so. Yeah, we always have a chat with whatever they're doing, whatever we're thinking, rates for this, rates for that, can we do this, can we do that?
You know what I mean?
Do we need a different machine or a bigger machine or something slightly different that'll hopefully make things work better, make things more productive, produce a better product, things along those lines, you know, just sort of always messing about or looking at things that can be done
To improve it.
better.
So you're very open to sort of constructive criticism when it's needed, and you're ready to listen to that. So you urge your team to speak up on whatever basis.
Yeah, we talk about things as we should. I just said that's the decision. Leave it because I don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah, take counsel.
And I respect what Sean says to me. We do talk about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I don't look upon Sean as working for me. We're just working together
As a team. Yeah.
We're a team. We're not.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's how you foster a real team, a family team, if you like. People who will bend over backwards for each other. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's because I raise that because there's a lot of staff, especially in construction, don't feel that they have that. They can just go and have a conversation with and feel that their opinion's going to be heard.
That's just all the drivers, anyone. If you've got a problem, come and see, talk to us.
Yeah.
Just come and talk to us. If we can sort it, we'll sort it.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You know what I mean? We sorted so many problems off as drivers, don't we, over the past
Yeah.
Really, yeah. I bet you've seen a few, right?
Probably 90% of us working, we've went out somewhere or other.
Yeah. Because we do always have problems. And like we said earlier, you know, you spend most of your time at work.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to go, right, okay, well, if I need an honest conversation, I need to be able to do it with the people I'm with the most.
Exactly.
If you feel that you can't have that, then you don't feel...
No point, is there?
Yeah, no, there's not. It's not at all. So, going back, you know, obviously, I want to go back to what I was saying about a lot of it was word of mouth in the industry. You then got to .com. What was that like transitioning into the .com boom? Because obviously at first it was like, did you believe in it at first? Because I know a lot of people was like, this will come and go sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought that, but...
Did you? Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, and it stayed.
Emails and things like that have gone down. Like, I don't really believe in emails. For people losing their conversation.
Yeah.
You don't talk. People just speak talking to each other. I don't think as they should. It's all send them a message.
Yeah.
Then you've got to wait 2 or 3 days for the message to come back.
Yeah.
When you make a phone call and decision made, boom, put it down.
Yeah.
And
yeah. But you had to adapt.
You've had to adapt.
You had to adapt.
That's what I do. I leave it to show the people.
Yeah.
So that's the key to asking about. Give it a shot. Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, I think obviously Kevin's been in the industry so long. Historically, a lot of people have known Kevin since the day sort of dot kind of thing, and we've always tried to provide a good service for as many as the customers, and people come back and it's word of mouth. If you're in this area, then you know, give Grundy's a shout and let's see what we can do to help them out, you know. And they come and go from all over the country into the northwest, and if we can give them a service or help them with anything, then it's a lot of it's word of mouth. I know you get, you know, on the internet, you can get on the website and this, that and the other, and it'll show you what you do, what you're all about and one thing or another. But I think if people have said that, you know, they've had a good experience, we provided them with a good service, then that's what people look for, and that's what we're trying to strive for.
100%, and I think it carries so much more weight in your industry if you've got, well, you're a thriving business, right? You're doing well, and you're not relying on lead generation and you're not relying on clickbait and all your content going out because you've got such a strong name in the industry. Now, you might have a company who's doing sort of similar numbers to you that doesn't have the quality behind them, experience, credibility, but they've got a good engine to generate leads. And that business won't go as far as yours because, like you say, it carries weight, doesn't it? And that pass on recommendation to say that, oh, I know Kev's a great guy, that human experience rather than just going through a digital funnel and then being funneled to this and then you sort of get a disconnect. So which then leads me on to the next question is, so you obviously went from .com, social media, I'm sure you're on social media as a company or not?
No, we're not.
No, just a website, and that's about it.
There you go. Yeah, okay. And then what about AI? Have you heard about AI for a start?
I've heard about it. I've been watching a bit lately, but I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. You're going to have to explain this to us.
Of course. Yeah. So we've got Tammy Scarlett. Shout out to Scarlett. She's from Chicago in America, and so she's just submitted her piece of work to I believe it's the United Nations for where the future of AI is going, and she's along with top, so there's 7 people that got accepted, and her vision has been accepted for what the outlook is going to be for the future of AI. And I've been watching lots of different videos and YouTubes and podcasts. I was only saying to Dad on the way up here, I watched one the other day, and they said that by 2030, which is like 4 or 5 years away, that we're going to have hybrid humans walking about, which means, they're going to have like a Neuralink, they're going to have some sort of technology embedded in their bodies, which will enhance their way of thinking or, being able, even movement. And now it's going to be directed at first the disabled market, but actually there's a bigger scope to this, and it's enhancing humans essentially.
Gavin, you alright?
How you doing, mate? What?
Yeah, good. Don't forget you need to be home for 1:30. Your car's getting done.
Right, he's going to ring me.
He spoke to me. He's coming at 1 to 1:30. Alright. I'm just seeing your car though, it's half hour, thinking, fucking hell.
He's forgot.
Yeah.
Maybe you just see that.
Fucking dust has been fucking nightmare with like on drain holes.
Oh, has it blocked them up?
So AI, there's a lot of negative spill out there on the news, right? But what the news love to do is fearmonger and have everyone in the
some
same
good
fear.
things about it as well. That's one of the good things.
Some amazing things for it, 100%. And what people feel like, and what they're talking about, well, the conversation is AI is going to take our jobs.
Yeah,
And
that's what.
in 10, 20 years' time, that is a huge possibility. We're nowhere near that at the moment. Right now, how AI can be helpful to your business is not replacing humans, it's just streamlining your business. It's saving man hours. So rather than writing proposals and spending time on phone calls, you can have AI doing that and let them be one, learning how to communicate with the AI, which is pretty easy stuff after a few educations around it. And then it's all they have to do is prompt the AI, and the AI does a lot of work, but then that person's then freed up to do more higher level stuff, which is, maybe focusing on bringing in new business, or, I don't know, working on, retaining relationships with all the other companies that you're working with. And so you can have, I've been, as you know, got the AI agency now. So what we do is build in AI agent workflows. So you can have an AI agent to generate leads, you can have it to, I don't know what your operations are with your recycling unit, but you could have sensors that then feed data back to your AI, and it would mean that you would be able to count better, you'd have less waste. There's honestly, there's so many different ways that AI could be embedded without actually affecting your workforce, but it shows the return on investment. And you're looking at like around about 15 to 25% around per agent. But when you start to build a whole workflow into your business, the first 30 days are going to be quite difficult because it's a bit of learning, it's new. the next 90 days, it's embedding it and it's getting people educated. After 180 days, 6 months in, your whole workflow will be basically working in the background, and then it frees up your staff to be able to push on the areas that are actually going to grow the business, as opposed to just keeping it going, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's a lot of negative still around it, but in terms of just utilising it just to streamline your business and to produce a little bit more revenue, it's phenomenal what it can do. And the fact of the matter is that you've probably got a 2-year window now to get ahead of the competition, and then after that 2 years, like the following 3 years, 5 in total, everyone will be at it. And I think for this bell curve of AI, you want to be one of the first companies to adopt, because that next 6 months of the learning, training your AI to know what you guys know, there's a lot of that needs to go into it. But once you have that agent, it's an agent that it's basically got your mind, it's got your experience, if you like, and it works 24/7, and there's no human error. And so it can be really powerful in that respect. And then, then once you start making savings, and the savings go into investments, and the investments then grow different areas of the business. So it's definitely something to be looked at. And what I can do for you is we can look at the bottlenecks in the business. Like where are some areas where we feel that time could be being wasted, and do we have a bit of waste with some of the materials that we're selling, and is there room for improvement with company culture, whatever it could be. We could look through your bottlenecks, and then we could then say, right, we could sign an AI agent to this, and it would cost this a month, but then by the end of the 12 months, you're going to save this much money back. And the beauty of what we do, we can put guarantees in place, because we know the agents that are already built, they're already doing the business in similar businesses, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Ish.
Yeah, not that we've come across anything like that in our type of work at all, to be honest. It's rather the people that...
I don't think our industry's ready for that yet, do you?
I wouldn't think so. It's quite varied. I mean, one day we can be doing one thing, the next day it can be something completely different, looking at different products and different things, or different material that we may be moving and stuff like that. So it's always a question of physically going out and putting it hands on. We say, this is what we need to do, this is the material, we can do this with that material, we can't do anything with that material, this is the product that needs to go in to the site. But it's all from experience based and knowing exactly what you're looking at.
Of course, and obviously this is my experience of business in terms of this industry, and especially for recycling units. So I would have to go away and do my homework and say, right, I've already looked as well as a few agents that are, and that's why I mentioned the sensor thing, because it was just like, actually, you know what, there is an agent for that, and that AI has been being worked on for the last sort of 6-7 years in the background. It's become the mainstream now. There is a lot of tools that you can tap into, which would streamline different areas of the business. But that's something for me to sort of go away, and I can put something together if that's what you'd be interested in. Just to have a look to see what a business proposal would look like and how it might help your business essentially.
Can I do that?
Yeah, we can certainly have a look into it. Yeah. Usually if we get a bottleneck, somebody gets fired. That's usually the way forward most of the time around here. If someone's causing a problem, then absolutely not.
We change that. Rather than fired, it's hired. And it's me to come and do your AI stuff for you. But no, so look, all joking aside, what I could do is send you out questionnaires, if you like, and just answer that as best you can. And then I can go away and put a proposal together, and at least you can just look at something and go, do you know what, this is something we could look at now, could be something down the line. And also what I would urge is, you've already said anyway in the business that you urge everyone in the business to come and speak to you. I would get someone like Connor and get some other youngsters in the business as well, just to get their perception on it, because obviously different generations, different experiences, think differently. So it might be good just to get their thoughts on it. Not to say their decision, but just get their opinion, like you say. So that could be good. Yeah. But anyway, we digress massively onto the AI stuff. Look, I think we've had a really good conversation today about mental health, about the issues in construction. you know, it's been amazing to be on your healing journey with you, Kev, in helping you with your cancer.
Brilliant.
It's been amazing, and it's been amazing to watch you just, like, honestly, like, you're glowing, and your energy and everything, and you know, you're just getting started, which is amazing.